Yeah, I can't poo-poo the best start by this franchise in 16 years. I can't. There's so many things there. It drives you nuts about this football team. But in the end, they went on the road in a short week where we didn't know if the quarterback was going to play, took an early lead, looked great at times, then got tied up, and then came back and got a winning touchdown and won a football game in New Orleans to improve to 5-2, get a nice weekend off, and now go to Pittsburgh. When they were 1-2, who would have taken 5-2? All of us! So, great win for the Jags. All right, let's look at some of the game notes as the Jags go on to win. We're going to show you more in just a minute, but the Jaguars get the victory. Saints had 407 yards, but they had the ball for – the Jags got a pick six, okay? So the Saints had the ball for 12 minutes and 50 seconds in the third quarter. The Jags had the ball for 2 minutes. Saints had 25 first downs. Jags just 2 of 10 on third downs. Again, only 53 plays. I'm telling you, that defense has got to be exhausted. But in the end, they held. They got a little help from Foster Moreau, but they held and kept the Saints out of the end zone, which allowed Jacksonville to get the 31-24 win. You want to check out some of the keys to the game? That's what we said before the game. Bring the energy. Great start, right? Great start on the road. That was big. Run the ball only because of Trevor, who had 63 rushing yards to lead the team, as John alluded to, and contain their weapons. That they did. The Saints' offense is in a bit of disarray. There's a lot of finger pointing going on right there. There's a lot of, you got Carr, you got Olave, you got Kamara, but they just don't seem in sync right now. So we will see how that unfolds the rest of the way. It doesn't matter. The Jags went to New Orleans and got a win. Brent catching up with safety Rayshawn Jenkins right after the game.
It's easy to win in the NFL, especially on Thursday night on a short week.
Man, that's what primetime games is all about, man. We never expect for it to be easy. And, man, we knew the game was going to come down to, last play. Hats off to Buster Brown on that last just incomplete pass, man. Way to step up for the next man up, man. We know Tyson went down with the injury he had, but, man, good job, Buster, just coming in and holding it down.
And the offense struggled in the second half, but obviously came up big when they needed to.
Man, that's what it's about. We know the football game is going to be, it's a game of waves. So we got to just survive those waves. And we know there's going to be some ups and some downs. And we just got to, as a defense, it doesn't matter what the other units are doing. We know our standard. We have to play to that.
How about Foye looking, man?
Oh, man. Man, good. Hats off to Foye, man. He comes and he brings it every game. And, man, he's a good leader out there on the field, and he's a good person to play behind.
4 in a row. You think everybody now knows about the Jaguars?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we did it on prime time, so they better know.
Nice, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Jaguars get the big win, of course, here on the road. They beat the New Orleans Saints 4 in a row. It'll be a happy ride home. It'll be a happy weekend. And then the Pittsburgh Steelers await before the bye week for the Jags. Always on the road with the Jacksonville Jaguars, this time in New Orleans. I'm Brent Martineau, Action Sports Jax.
Rayshawn said there's waves in a football game, and there are, but the waves don't have to be so big, Rayshawn. Such big waves, for goodness sakes. We'll take a break. We got more player reaction coming up. And now we're happy to put the big W up here with the Saints. We got 4 wins in a row. Got the franchise's best start since 2007. That is, if I do the math correctly, 16 years ago. And now you get a nice weekend, and then you got the Steelers next week, and then you get a bye, and then everybody's healthy, and then you start the second half of your season, and it's mission accomplished in the first half. You play better football in the second half. Next thing you know, you're hoisting the Lombardi Trophy in Las Vegas. It's that simple. That's all that's got to happen, ladies and gentlemen. So good stuff. Brent, we have we got Brent and Devin. Yeah, here's Devin Lloyd, who had a monster game tonight. The youngster really started to play good football for the Jags on the defensive side of the ball. Here's Brent with Devin Lloyd moments ago.
Hey, a little extra emotion coming off the field for you guys in this one, it seems like.
Man, the guys just hung in there, balled out. Everybody balled it. Everybody was just on the same page, and I'm just glad we got to sneak out here with a win.
It's hard to win in the NFL, isn't it? That one was a perfect illustration of it, up 24-9 and still had to fight to the end.
Yeah, but, our motto was gritty, not pretty. At the end of the day, as long as we find a way, everybody made plays when they needed to. Hell of a play by Buster at the end. coming in, starting this first game, it made a big-time play for our team, man. I love my guys, man. That was a great win.
Speaking of your guy, how about Foyer getting the pick six? He's been so good ever since you walked into this league.
Put some respect on his name. Everybody watching this. One of the best backers in the league, and he showed it today in front of the nation, man. Primetime football made a huge play for our team.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. That's Devin Lloyd. Jaguars get the win, and they're excited about this one. Means a lot to them. Jaguars win 31-24. More from that exciting locker room coming up throughout the next little bit. I'm Brent Martineau, Action Sports Jax.
You know, Mike Burrish likes to say that a lot. Put some respect on my name. I nailed that forecast. And we do. Trevor Lawrence walking off a winner tonight. There you see the score predictions from before the game. So Jaguars win by 7, so I guess Marcel wins. I had a picture of Trevor Lawrence because I didn't know if he was going to play or not. And I like the Jags with Trevor, so that's the good news there. Bottom line is this. Trevor Lawrence, by the way, had 12 yards passing in the second half until he hit Christian Kirk with that touchdown pass. So they really bogged down offensively in the second half. And again, a lot to fix, but it's a lot easier to fix after a win than after a loss. So again, it's just hard to criticize a team that goes on the road in 4 days, not with their wondering if their quarterback's going to play, and somehow has to grit out and gut out a win and get a victory 31-24 against a New Orleans Saints team that's, pretty good. They're not bad. They got a really good defense. Their offense is a little bit in disarray, but their defense is strong. And you know what? Jags offensive line protected Trevor well. Trevor took off and ran when he could. Straight line running doesn't seem to affect the knee at all. He looked pretty fast to me. So overall, good stuff by the Jaguars. Do we have the top targets, Liv? All right, let's take a look at some of the statistics as we continue to roll on here. Etienne, couple of touchdowns again, 53 hard-earned yards. Christian Kirk, 6 receptions, 90 yards. Calvin Ridley, I don't know what to tell you on that one, folks. Agnew was much more a part of an offense. Some talk that Ridley was getting double-teamed a great deal. Maybe they tried to take Ridley away from the Jags. I don't know, but he only had 1 catch and really only had a couple, 3 targets on the night. So in the end, it was not a big night for him. He's had his moments. This thing tends to work its way around, so who knows what happens when they go to Pittsburgh next Sunday. Let's hear now from Brent, who was with Etienne in the locker room after the victory.
Man, you're a touchdown machine lately. First Jaguar to score 2+ rushing touchdowns in 3 straight games. Just have a nose for it right now?
Man, just trying to do whatever I can to help my team win the game. And we need touchdowns, and it's my job to go and get them. And Coach called them great play calls and put me in position to get them. And unfortunately, my offensive line been playing great, and I'm able to go out there and just do what I do.
You guys had it rolling pretty good in the first. What's clamping down for you guys in the second, where it sputters a little bit?
We have to continue to execute. I don't know what it is. Got to go back and watch film and see. I feel like it's like the details. We just got to wait for like the little details. We just got to just stay on it. Just keep that same mindset each and every time we step out on the field, and we'll be okay.
How nice is it to have the offense out there to go win it, though, with that go-ahead touchdown?
It was great, man. I feel like as a competitor, you always want to be the one with the game in your hands. And we was able to go out there, score a touchdown, and defense did a hell of a job getting a stop and putting the game away.
4 wins in a row. It's tough to win in this league. This one's probably a pretty nice one for you.
Most definitely. It's hard to win. It's hard to win. So you have to enjoy the W's and just keep going. Just keep taking it 1 game at a time and continue with the streak we have.
That's a good streak. 4 wins in a row for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Etienne, remember this too. Good night for him at the Dome. Last time he played there, he hurt his foot and was lost for his rookie year. Trevor Lawrence, 2 losses there in his college career. Only 2 losses of his college career. Jaguars franchise never won a game at the Superdome. They have now. They did so in really a terrific team effort. At times it was the defense more so than the offense, but when the offense had to score at the end, they were able to score. Liv, do we have the defensive numbers? Let's take a look at the defensive numbers for the Jacksonville Jaguars tonight as they get the job done. Man, what can you say about Oluokun? And you know what? He is playing great football. He's the captain of this defense. This defense is really good. They've played great football throughout the year. Shout out to Mike Caldwell, the defensive coordinator. Another outstanding game plan. Devin Lloyd, double-digit tackles. That was outstanding. Rayshawn Jenkins all over the field as well with 9 tackles. It did not look good towards the second half because, listen, the Saints ran 80-plus plays. The Jags ran 53. Jags were on the field defensively for 12 minutes and 50 seconds in the third quarter. I think they just ran out of gas at the end, but at the very end, they held when they had to. It added up to a great victory for Jacksonville, who now improves to 5-2 heading into the weekend. And as we look ahead and try to look at the AFC South now, it gives them a stranglehold on first place. Houston, I believe, has a bye this week, so we'll get you the schedules a little bit later. But the AFC South right now, Jacksonville at 5-2, a game and a half clear of everybody in the division. Tennessee 2-4, so some good stuff happening for the Jags. And again, at one point this season, remember this: these guys were 1-2. These guys were 1-2 at one point this season, and now they're 5-2. I mean, it can't get any better than that. They've got a little weekend break, and then they'll be back and they'll get ready for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then they'll go into the second half. Let's look real quick at the quarterbacks tonight. Trevor Lawrence, solid, right? 20 of 29. He had a really good first quarter. He's like 7 of 8 for almost 100 yards, then finished with 204. Did rush for 59 yards as well. Derek Carr threw the ball 55 times for 301 yards with a touchdown and an interception. So we want to thank you folks who have been hanging out with us on CBS. The Colbert Show will take over from here, and we will continue on here on Fox 30 as we will tell you what Doug Peterson had to say, Trevor Lawrence, and the rest on Action News Jax. Lots going on as the Jaguars get the win at the Dome. 31-24 is your final score. I want to tell you this stat, folks. Dan Hicken here in studio, by the way. Most wins since week 12 of last season, okay? Most wins since week 12 of last season. Niners have 12, Chiefs have 11, Jags have 11. Since week 12 of last season, Niners 12, Chiefs 11, Jaguars 11. Pretty good stuff, right? All right, reason to be happy, reason to celebrate. A lot to clean up. We know that. But you know what? 5-2, best start in 16 years. Quarterback, terrific. All good. Everything's good. Lots to clean up. Stupid mistakes at times. Can't have the turnovers. They know that. They got to win on the road in the NFL. They're 5-2. Who do we have? Logan Cooke? Logan Cooke, the man with the golden leg. Tonight, a golden arm too.
You punted the ball really well today.
Thank you. Yeah, I definitely I shanked one, but I guess you're due for one of those every now and then.
Man, it's been since 2021 you guys ran a fake punt. What have you been doing the last few years? You've been like, come on, call that play, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually been since 2019 that I've been a part of a fake. So, I mean, I think Dewey's run a couple. But no, it's fun. It's, we usually try to have a fake up every week, and it's something that every time you get ready to call whatever punt it is on third down, you kind of, is it? So it was definitely fun to call it, and Coach is aggressive, and I like that.
Take us behind the scenes on that. You guys must rep this all the time, right? And you obviously warm up throwing to a lot of the receivers, so you can chuck the football. Most people might not know that, but you're just waiting for that opportunity, and he called it at the right time?
Yeah, we called it. We had the look, running out there, and then we didn't have the look, so the interior guys called it off, but then we got the look at the last second, so I was kind of watching. It was just kind of funny how it happened because everyone else besides me and Tim thought we were punting. So, but it kind of worked out. Me and him were on the same page, and that's really all that needed to happen, and the guys protected, and Tim ran a great route and got wide open, so it was good.
Give me a little more on that. How did he know at the last second? Did you signal something?
No, it was honestly, I was just watching him. If you probably watch it in slow motion, you can kind of see me watching him going to punt, and then I saw him throttle down, so I threw it to him. But honestly, just being on the same page, we worked it a lot after practice. We run some routes and do a lot of things, so it's fun. Coach lets us kind of play around and come up with some stuff, and that makes it fun. Punt gets boring a little bit.
Well, you did that well today too, but 4 in a row. You've been around here a bit. These are the kind of games that have slipped away in the past. What's different now?
I hate to say it, but I mean, I feel like the locker room is a big part of it, but definitely the general. Coach P does a great job keeping guys with the mentality. I mean, you watched last year, how many games did we win on the last drive, or come back from a deficit at halftime and win. And I mean, Trev's got this offense rolling, and I mean, the defense is playing lights out too, so it's fun.
Well, punters are people too. Couple things. Logan Cooke, if you ever watch him pregame, if you ever get to the game early, he throws a lot, has an unbelievable arm. I mean, and then on the TV version, and Brent obviously at the game, but we're here watching on the TV version, you could see Logan Cooke's eyes looking over. And what he was talking about is Tim Jones was covered, but then he put a move on, and the guy on punt return kept running, so he just stopped, and Logan Cooke threw it right over there. It was a beautiful thing, and it worked well, and it helped the Jaguars get a key first down, which allowed them to get a field goal after they'd given up a field goal, and allowed them to take a 9-point or a 11-point lead into the half at 17-6 instead of a 9-point lead, which was big at the time. Eventually, New Orleans would come back and tie the dadgum game up at 24, which was really frustrating. But again, Jags get the credit, man. They got it done. And part of the reason why was Jamal Agnew, who, Jamal Agnew had a really nice punt return in the game and obviously was a weapon on offense tonight. Curious why, huh? Okay. That's Liv talking to me, gang. Don't worry about it. Curious as to why Agnew was targeted so much tonight. It was interesting. Calvin Ridley was not. Again, watching on television, you can't tell how much of a double team Calvin Ridley was facing or whatever was going on with that situation. But the bottom line is this. The Jaguars were able to put 31 points on the board, 24 by the offense, 7 by the defense. So it all added up to a big victory for the Jaguars tonight, who now get a nice weekend off. Then they'll go up to Pittsburgh to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here is Jamal Agnew with Brent after the win.
Did you expect to get your number called so much today coming into this?
I mean, with Zay down, it was just next man up. I mean, whoever's out there is going to just be in positions to make plays. And they know what I'm capable of. I just got to go out there and make plays, protect football. It's next man up. I know it's so cliche, but I mean, that's just how our mentality is here.
What's the level of craziness of this league, this game, and how much you have to just weather it? What happened? I mean, this game goes back and forth 15 different ways, it felt like.
Yeah, you can never be too high, never be too low. I mean, I learned that early on in my career in the league. You can't ride that roller coaster of emotions, because if you get too high, you get too low, it's hard to get back to that, the happy medium. So, I mean, it was getting a little hairy for a second, but I mean, we knew the defense was going to make a big stop. We kind of lulled on offense, but we didn't lose confidence. We knew one of us was going to go out there and make a play. Christian made the big play. Obviously, Trevor with a good throw. Offensive line was protecting their butts off today. It was just a big team win for sure.
In the big picture, Trevor playing, battling back short week, does it mean something?
Oh yeah, that just shows the toughness, the leadership. He wanted to be out there. He could have easily said, "Nah, I'm going to protect myself." Obviously he made a smart decision. He wouldn't go out there if he didn't feel like he could play. He couldn't play, but that just shows he wants to win. We have the best chance with him winning. Or we have the best chance of winning with him out there. We have all the faith in TJ in the world. TJ's a good player, but 16 is just different. Thanks, man.
This is why you Jaguar fans should be smiling, okay? And regardless of the game, it's nerve-wracking. It's up, it's down, it's highs, it's lows, right? But here's why you should be smiling. Since November 1st of last year, the Jags are 13-5. 3 of those 5 losses came against the Kansas City Chiefs. Previous to that, 6-36. You feel me? 13-5, 6-36. Be happy with the 13-5, man. Relish it. Enjoy it. You got a good football team here. You got a chance. Trent Baalke, go make a trade. Go get the Jaguars one more pass rusher. Please, I'm begging you. Get him a pass rusher, and this team might be able to do some real special things in January, even into February. So, Jaguars get the win tonight, 31-24. 4 straight football wins in a row. Weekend off, on to Pittsburgh next week. Then we break. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Jaguars winners and NOLA. Have a great night, everybody.